Welcome to Relish Lifestyle. It's a special podcast, this one, because it's what's coming up. It's scary.
I know. We are coming up to our first anniversary of our very first podcast.
Gosh. It's gone quick. A year. And we're already cracking through autumn. It feels like the weather is suddenly just nose
freezing.
So wherever you are, I hope it's a bit warmer than it is today.
I know.
But as part of our sort of first year anniversary,
what's some highlights, Charlie? Because we've done quite a few.
We've done a lot.
I mean, what have we done? 20?
I think so.
Well, this would be our 20th podcast.
So we've done a lot. I mean, we've been in other countries, haven't we, as well? So it's not just...
I know, because I was looking up, right, okay, so I looked up what our first one was, and we called it Marrow's... This is ridiculous.
Oh, because you had so many.
Marrow's, grease and marmalade.
Yeah, because you had so many.
So I was growing marrows, and we were talking about those.
How to use them up.
But then we had our trip to Greece, our amazing trip to Greece.
I think I made Seville marmalade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I think we were planning the trip to Greece, but that is one of... I mean, I have to say, actually, it sounds really kind of, what's the word, immodest. But I do re-listen to that one every now and again, because I think it's a good podcast. And as in us in Greece, it was a good... Obviously, we had a lot to talk about, and it was very exciting and new. But to do it there, underneath those mountains, you know, with that amazing view, was epic.
Oh, yeah, no, it was.
And I think the Kalamata market will stay with me for a very long time.
Oh, forever, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were some brilliant experiences. I think it's been quite interesting doing our tastings, obviously. You know, we've done everything from mince pies to Scotch eggs and some bits into cocktails we've done. Yeah,
so we have now. So our first one actually was coming up to last Christmas, and we did our mince pies. Yeah. But the other one for me was we are going to do more of these. I'm convinced we're going to do more of these. But we did the live cooking last November.
Oh right.
Well, I think we did a Sunday roast. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah, I think people kind of liked that. So
yeah. If you've got a favourite episode, let us know, and then we'll do more of it. I think, as well.
Yeah, I know.
But we're learning as we do,
and I was just thinking maybe we should... I know they're out there, but maybe we should sort of promote them. And I definitely think maybe our Marrow's, grease and marmalade...
was quite a good title.
Random title. Anyway, we did a sort of a mini bit of celebrating, didn't we?
A mini celebration.
Coming up. So we've kind of set us up. We went for a lovely day out in London, didn't we?
Yes, it was very nice.
Booked a very nice lunch indeed.
And the theme was there. So obviously we know that we love Portugal, and very lucky we've been there a lot of times. And so obviously when I found this restaurant, I said, right, let's go there for our celebratory luncheon. But
we were doing a bit of, because you've got that mystery. What's it called?
The City sort of Trails mystery book.
Yeah,
which
they are absolutely fantastic. And we've done sort of, I don't know, half the clues already. And this time, we only got to do 2 clues because one of them was quite...
Also, it was really hot.
It was hot, but we couldn't find it. We couldn't find the answer. And then we were running out because we had to be at our lunch. We
have a pattern of, if we go for a walk, it'll rain. If we go to London, it's the hottest day of that month. We do have when we went to Wimbledon, it was like 39 degrees.
Well, I think that was one of the hottest days ever at Wimbledon.
I think it was the hottest day of the year, I think.
Yeah.
But no, we've had some really good episodes and really good fun, and hopefully, obviously, a lot more to come. So,
but what I was going to say with those books is that they're fantastic because you can pick them up.
Yeah.
Do a bit and then go back to them. So, okay, we only did, I think, 2 or 3 clues this time. And then basically we ran out of time because there was lots of other things we wanted to do, obviously lunch being the big one. But you can just literally, we know we're going to do another day. Yeah. And I reckon we've probably got a couple more days, actually. Yeah. Of going around the city. But it's great because it really makes you look up, look down. Oh, I'll go down this street, that street, all the little places you wouldn't do otherwise.
And it's not just for the city. Obviously, this one's for the city
Oh,
of
yeah.
London, but you can get them for all sorts of cities.
Yeah, you can. All sorts of
across the
cities.
country. York,
They actually do 2 for London. One's the West End, one's in the city.
That's what it makes.
And then they do them all round. But anyway, they're good fun. And we did spot, didn't we? Another lady with a book.
She held it. As we walked around St Paul's, she had the
There was
same
a little
copy.
group of people, and I went,
Fold it.
Charlie, they've got the book. They've got the book.
Yeah.
We
So
didn't
that was-
cheat. We didn't follow.
No, we didn't. We didn't become a group. But
Anyway,
yeah,
we did a couple of other things, didn't we, to celebrate? We did a little bit of outside broadcasting.
we did. So as part of our, obviously, walking around London and stuff, we thought it would be quite entertaining to do little smidgens of recording as we went round. So there's some coming up. So I hope you enjoy our little bit of outside broadcasting. This is what we said while we were in London.
Oh, so Relish Lifestyle in London.
We are at the Olympic Park at Westfield Stratford City, and we drove up and we parked, just walked through it seems silly to call it a shopping centre because it's huge, but the Westfield here, and we're now just waiting for the Elizabeth line to take us into the city,
Yeah.
where we're going to complete the city mystery book that you bought me for my birthday, but we actually haven't finished it, so we're on chapter 8, I think. So
To see if we
brace
can
yourself.
solve the mystery.
You can probably hear all the tubes and trains in the background. It's quite amazing actually stood here. We were just saying how you can see proper national rail trains going up to Essex and further in Norwich. You then got the Elizabeth line and you've got tube lines as well, all sort of converging in Stratford. So we've got a 5-minute wait for our train and then hopefully not too long into Farringdon and then walk to St Paul's and then start chapter 8.
I know.
And then we're off for lunch at a place called Borough, which is Portuguese, obviously.
Portuguese, yes. We're going to have a Portuguese lunch. So it's a nice mix of nations here, being in London City. But we're going to have Portuguese lunch.
Definitely.
Very relish.
So we're going to do some short recordings throughout the day.
Yeah.
And sort of keep you up to date with our progress. And, hope you enjoy.
Yeah. Here we go. This one.
Well, we've just sat down, having a bit of a rest. We're in the city now. And we walk past St Paul's, which I always think is impressive, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And what is amazing is all the little gardens. We're actually sitting in a garden now near Greyfriars Passage.
Yeah.
But there's so many little gardens and ruins where people are taking their lunch breaks. And actually, we're here, aren't we? A lovely sunny day.
Yeah, so it's quite warm.
So it's warm.
Surprisingly.
So people are coming outside. It's just fantastic.
I think what's quite interesting is some of these buildings actually were bombed out. I think one of those churches was that we saw.
Right,
the Blitz.
right.
So obviously they haven't, or they've just kept it as like the memorial, I guess.
Like the memorial, yeah.
But obviously we've got a lot of people taking their lunch breaks. Lots of nice smells eatery-wise, which is good.
Ooh,
Getting my
Charlie,
stomach.
I know, we're going to be on our way in a moment,
So we're gonna walk. So we're gonna go over the Millennium Bridge. We're gonna go walk over that way down to Southwark.
Oh, yeah,
To
great.
Borough, obviously.
And then we're going to go to Borough Market.
Yeah.
Check out the food scene there.
Yeah, and then wend our way back to Stratford for the car and have a look around there. So quite a lot still to see, but it is a glorious day here in London town.
Absolutely fantastic, yeah.
So,
okay then, Charlie, let's head off for our lunch.
Off we go. This is our little snippet. We have had our luncheon at Borough, where we had lots of different bits and bobs. What did you enjoy?
Oh, I really loved the salt cod hash.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so much tastier and different than I expected it to be.
Yeah. And we had grilled neck fillet pork with a Rafina sauce.
Yeah.
And then we had, what else did we have? We had starters. We had the fried polenta.
Oh, that was
with the
delicious.
Pepper, yum.
Pepper sauce.
And then we had the Iberico pork croquettes with a lemon aioli.
Yeah, really,
It was delicious.
really delicious.
Anyway, we've just walked to, we went via the Guild of Fine Food to show you where I do my judging.
Yeah.
Then we've come into Borough Market. We've had a walk around. It's very busy. Obviously, it's Friday afternoon, so everyone's on it. And now we're in the Monmouth Coffee, and we've just had, or having, a rather lovely cortado.
Oh, we are. Delicious. It's so lively here. There's so much going on. It
We've
really
got
is
a great
fab.
view out a open window over Borough Market. So yeah, and then we're going to walk our way back over London Bridge.
Charlie, it was so lovely, wasn't it? That lady just looked up at us and said, "Oh, that makes such a great photo. Should we take one?"
So we've got a photo. Hopefully we will post. I haven't actually looked at it yet. I need to check it out. But photo of us in a window. So someone's obviously lost their coffee. Someone's shouting for an ice filter. Anyway, we are looking over the Ginger Pig Butchers, which is rather sort of salivating over some of that. Sausage rolls.
And I'm actually quite looking forward to having an Alan Ducasse gelato.
Hopefully we can get in. It's definitely the weather for it.
Oh, so to wander back.
With our ice creams.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, so we will do another one, I'm sure, on our way back, but this is our sort of third voice note of the trip. So
it's just amazing, actually, here. We're not here when you've got all the stalls open, i.e. you're buying, there is obviously some fish and meat and stuff. But what I would say, it's so vibrant in terms of street food.
And the variety.
And the quality that we've been seeing, people serving and on offer. It's just fantastic. And I guess this is, the heart of London, and that's what you kind of expect. But
no, I agree.
You can see why it's really popular.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But the sun is still shining, so we've been very lucky with our day. So obviously, what will be good now, having listened to our murmurations, or whatever we want to call it, while we're in London, is to talk a bit more, maybe in a bit more depth, about what we ate.
Yes. And where did we go, Charlie?
So we went to Bar Duro, which you've already touched on about. It's obviously the Portuguese theme. And they do a sort of a lunch set menu, and we obviously did our new normal where we sort of interchange. So we say, when we've been to other restaurants where we say, "Oh, that looks nice," "Oh, I like that as well," we pick those two. So we sort of do the opposite.
Yeah, because
sometimes we can share them.
Because sometimes a table d'hôte or a set menu will only have 2 or 3 things in each section. So Charlie and I basically pick 2 opposites, and then we just share them.
So then we can share them.
And then we get the best of them.
But this was much more like, it sounds awful really to say this, but it was sort of, the only way I can say it is Portuguese tapas, and I think they call it pesqueiros in Portuguese, which is their kind of like picky bits.
But they weren't.
Their tapas.
But they were good plates, weren't they?
So we had we quite liked the crispy, it was like crispy blocks of polenta.
Oh, absolutely delicious. And polenta is one of those things, I'm going to be really, really honest. I think unless it's flavoured with things, it wouldn't win a great taste award, but it's really good when you put it with things that are flavour.
Yeah.
But done like that, cubed, freshly fried off. It was absolutely fresh, and then it was in a red pepper sauce, wasn't it?
Do you know what it reminds me of? The polenta kind of. I'm just trying to think of something else. I would say it's something a bit like aubergine or courgette. They can absorb quite a lot of flavour, or can handle a lot of flavour, but actually on their own they can be a bit bland.
Except I'm going to disagree with you, of course, because I love courgette and I love aubergine.
Yeah, but I think they need. No, I know. No,
I know what you're saying.
On their own, but if you do like a shawarma or something, the aubergine really absorbs that flavour.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
and it adds to it. To me, elevates the aubergine. Whereas if you just gave me a slice of aubergine, I'd be like, okay, that's great, but it's not like setting the world on fire. And I think the same with this polenta. So it came with this fermented red pepper sauce, which was really nice, and then we had these little round.
They were like croquettes.
Croquettes, they were round ones.
Yeah, but they were.
I can't think of the word. It's gone up my head.
What is a croquette?
Globe shaped.
Yeah, circular. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, they had
the
pulled pork. Did they?
Yeah. So it's a smoked Portuguese sausage.
Right. Okay. Okay.
we know you quite like Portuguese or Greek sausage, but it had that. You like the aioli
because it was lemony.
Yeah,
it was really light. It wasn't massively garlicky, but it was just beautifully like piped on the top and a little bit on the bottom. It sat in, didn't it? Mm-hmm. And then they came and they were crispy, and you use this word a lot. Unctuous. Yeah. You sort of bit into them, and I love this when you get a crispiness. And then inside was this wonderful, as you said, there's this smoked sausage. And it was absolutely lovely with that, just this tiny little bit of
But what was really sweet is it came on a tile.
Oh, but they had tiles in the restaurant,
yeah, but
didn't they?
It was served on a tile, wasn't it? And I thought that's very, obviously, the Portuguese are incredibly, I mean, that's probably other than pastéis de nata, the custard tarts are probably almost number 2 in terms of what they're famous for. But for sardines and piri piri. And then we had which you really liked, but I was waxing lyrical about it because it was something that I'd already seen. And it was on a Rick's time when he goes to Lisbon, and he has this bacalhau au brach, which I'm probably not pronouncing at all right. Just FYI, I'm about to have some Portuguese lessons, so hopefully my pronunciation gets a bit better. I've got some teachers in the wings to try and take me on. And I saw this, and it was the first time where I saw literal crisps used in a recipe, as in tipped into, shredded cod.
So it was basically reconstituted salted cod.
Yeah.
And they mix onions. So it was like a hash. So they cooked some onions. There was parsley. Charlie's going to remember. Olives. Well, that's it. The olives were absolutely delicious.
And the eggs and onion then bind it.
Yeah, but
it's kind of a...
And I hadn't realised that that's what they use.
But you have this thing. I don't know if it's going to be one of your guilty pleasures, but you love those, like, chipstick crisps.
Yes.
And that's when I said to you, they've got this on the menu, and I think you're going to like it because you like chipstick. You nibble them every now and again. You say you want a bit of salt.
Yeah,
you just nibble.
Yeah, and it's quite nice because you can just have a few and they're really thin. But the thing is, in Portugal and possibly other places in Europe, their chipsticks, you can buy bags of them that are incredibly thin, really, really thin. I mean, obviously, purists and the chef is going to make his own. So you're going to chop up a potato and chop it very, very finely and make your own chipsticks.
In the recipes I've seen, people don't.
No, they just don't.
You were using
really clever
bags of but it's a really, I don't know, just a really clever, like you were just saying about the crispiness of those croquetas. It's a texture thing.
Yeah, because they're not overly crispy because obviously you're cooking with them, so they soften down.
Yeah, but it works within that kind of... So we had this amazing...
and also, can I just say, it doesn't make it heavy. So you think of a hash and you think of quite a lot of potato. And it isn't like that. It is very light with... And also, I'm personally a bit wary of salt cod because it can still be really salty, even if it's been, reconstituted and soaked and all the rest of it. Yeah. But I have to say, this was absolutely delicious.
I mean, it does
with the olives and the parsley.
I think if you do, if you follow a recipe for this, anything with salt cod, you do have to rinse it. I think soaking it at least 48 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I think they normally say to boil it. And I think sometimes twice in milk or poach it twice.
Oh, yeah.
So you rehydrate it, but obviously you add a bit more. That the milk obviously builds on the sort of slightly fattiness.
But we're going to have a go at that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, I really want
we're going to come on
that.
to that later.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah. And then, the next one. So we had something from the land, as they call it, the terra. And this was, I'm not even going to try and do this in Portuguese because I will embarrass myself, but it was pork neck sliced on their bafana sauce, which you like, bafana sauce, which is that tomato sauce. But then they had that lovely, on the edge, that really zesty shredded fennel.
Oh,
and
yes.
You just suddenly remembered, haven't you?
Yeah.
And was it watercress or sweet pea shoots on the side?
Yeah, they did, but I can't remember what the dressing was.
But it's quite vinegary.
Yeah, but it was absolutely beautiful.
But you had this. The pork was sort of sat on this sort of, again, tomatoey, peppery sauce, the bafana, and then you had this kind of very zesty, zingy. Maybe sort of a lemony, zesty vinegar.
Yeah, it was lovely with the fennel.
And the fennel, we love fennel. And I know it's quite polarising. A lot of people don't. It's a bit like lamb. Lots of people don't like it. We do. But I think when you have something that's quite heavy in terms of flavour, in terms of flavour profile, like it's quite, like we were saying, quite stodgy or quite thick, pork can be quite fatty, and then suddenly to have this zest of fennel through it.
And also, Charlotte, I'd like to say it was the neck of pork, so it is fattier.
Yeah.
And they'd really it was lovely because they'd sort of barbecued it, so it was like it had a crisp, blackened outer, and then it was lovely and pink and moist inside. But to have this fennel, and of course fennel is a great accompaniment to pork, particularly, and I would say if you are cooking pork, fennel seeds.
I was going to say fennel seeds.
Fennel seeds and a chilli. Unbelievably delicious. But
again, it cuts through the fattiness. Yeah. It's a bit like, I know I've talked about this before, so I'll be brief, but the béarnaise sauce, the tarragon, for me, cuts through the richness of that. Of course it does.
I think that's what herbs do, and we talked about herbs.
And aniseed.
Well, we haven't done a herb focus for a while, so maybe fennel.
We haven't. Well, yeah, we can try and use fennel. Well, I think the thing with fennel is obviously you've got the bulb of the fennel, and then, like you said, we've got the seeds as well, so it's quite multi.
Well, it's like, it's lovely. It's like coriander, isn't it? You've got the freshness, and then you can use the seeds.
Yum. It was really good. But we actually skipped the pastel de nata.
We did.
But...
Well, we were quite full.
We were quite full, but we did manage to squeeze in...
Oh, yes.
A pudding.
Well, we did later on. So basically, we went to Borough Market and we had a good old rummage around there, and that was great. Obviously you could hear that in the middle bit. But we then we stopped for a coffee, and then we moved on.
Sorry, I'm just going to stop you there because we went to Monmouth Coffee.
Yes, we did.
In Borough Market, and it's particularly good. They obviously have amazing different roasts and single varieties. And we had 2 cortados. And we sat in the window.
Oh, yes.
And an American tourist in a group said, from the outside, so we were on the inside.
And we were elevated, weren't we? Looking down on them.
Yeah, we were like a floor above. And she said, oh my God, that's a great photo. Sorry about my American accent. And I suddenly was sort of halfway through passing my phone to this person and thought, oh God, please don't run off with it, which is awful. But bless her, she took some great photos, and actually one of them we used on a post. So yeah, it was a really lovely... I just wanted to give a shout out to her because I really like the vibe of that particular coffee place.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Once we'd sat and had our coffee, so we were caffeined back up.
And we thought, to give us fortitude for our drive home, we had to stop off at the Alain Ducasse.
Chocolatier.
Yeah, yes.
Which is like
the chocolatier. And they do ice creams. But I have to say, the difference is, in so many places that do lots of flavoured ice creams, it is... And this is terrible of me, but it will be powdered milk, and they add the flavours, and it all looks lovely. It's all whippy in the tubs.
Or brightly coloured.
Yeah, and brightly coloured. And the flavours, don't get me wrong, they're delicious. I eat ice cream very rarely. But in Alain Ducasse, they sit in metal tubs that sit within the fridge fridge counter.
Yeah.
And he actually has to take a proper scoop. They are properly...
It wasn't actually Alain Ducasse.
No, it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't Alain Ducasse.
You're sounding like it was actually...
No, but the guy that was serving it, because when we were there, they had to change some, didn't they?
Little tiny ones.
So they are properly in the things that you would make the ice cream in.
Are you going to say the flavours, or do you want me to try and
you can
embarrass myself?
No, you can embarrass yourself.
Stracciatella was one, which is a vanilla ice cream with sort of dark chocolate through it and some sort of dark chocolate nubs, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
I think there was nuts in that.
Nibs. I think chocolate nibs.
Steady. Then we had the hazelnut praline.
We didn't have it in a cone. We had it in a little pot.
Sort of diet.
We died.
Cutting back after the polenta. But yeah, it was a delicious ice cream.
Well, it was a relish day, so we had to relish food and drink.
I think this is true. I'm not like hyperbole or whatever, hyperbole. I don't think I've had like an ice cream out since we were in Greece.
No, I haven't.
It was only a year ago.
No, I definitely haven't. I don't eat them because they're not.
Every now and again, I like a good ice cream, but it was delicious.
Oh, the gelato in Greece, Nafplio.
Yeah, that was the last time.
I think we had it. It was like midnight or something. It was just absolutely
amazing.
Delicious.
It was still hot, as in the weather was still warm.
I think the ice cream was.
So then we obviously we walked, which was quite nice at that time of night. We walked from Borough Market across London Bridge, which everyone confuses with Tower Bridge. It's a very different bridge.
Yeah, it is a very different bridge.
They get very confused.
I don't know why, because Tower Bridge has towers either side.
I know, but like in America
and
on television, they say it's London Bridge, but it's not actually London Bridge. That's Tower Bridge.
No.
But we had great views both ways. Actually, we went over the Millennium Bridge on the way over,
sunny.
and the London Bridge on the way back.
Yeah.
So we had a lovely. And then we obviously we didn't obviously, but we got the Elizabeth line from Liverpool Street, which has made travel through central London quite dreamy.
Which is a phenomenal piece of engineering, isn't it?
Yeah, really,
absolutely
really good.
Incredible.
So it was a really lovely lunch, and obviously Portuguese is a bit of a theme.
Yes, because we were going for a bit of inspiration.
Yeah.
Because we'll be spending Christmas in Portugal.
Yes.
And we'll be doing some live broadcasts from there. But so we're just getting some inspiration. I think we're pretty set on our menus, and we're looking out looking and researching suppliers and places where we're going to get our lovely food.
Well, we're very fortunate. Where we're staying is a town called Olhale, and there's a market there. And we are hoping, obviously, it's a very big market. It's very popular. I think it will be similar to the one in Kalamata. So I think there will be, opportunities to buy fresh produce and things like that. So,
but we're also looking up suppliers, aren't we? Because we really want to get some of this acorn-fed black pig
pork.
Because a lot of it,
pork,
which you've said to me, Charlie, they sell it in that it's come from Spain, but actually a lot of it comes from Portugal and goes to Spain.
Yeah, but I think it's like one of those. It's like an iPhone, if you bear with the analogy.
Oh, right.
Is it says designed in California, made in China. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a bit like that, I think. I think you can sort of rear the pig in Portugal, but you make the sausage in Spain, and then you can say, it's a Spanish sausage.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I think it's a bit like that. But I don't know all the ins and outs of that at all. But yeah, so we're getting inspiration. But it's been it was a lovely lunch. It definitely gave us some inspiration. We definitely want to do these.
Oh, it was a great place, wasn't it? Really, and they were really friendly. And I think they've got two places. One
in the city and one in Borough.
Yeah, and one in Borough. And it was literally down, which I so love about London. We went down this little road, didn't we? And we turned off, and then there was like this walkway through.
Under the railway arches.
Under the railway. But they had all these lovely little eateries and places, didn't they? It was fantastic.
But it was quite funny, not funny, but it was lovely because you could hear the rumble of the trains as we were eating.
Yeah.
Because we did actually want to record while we were in the restaurant.
But it was a bit
noisy.
It
kept rumbling, and then we were a bit like, we was going to hear the...
And also we were sitting under a little speaker.
Yeah.
So
but it was a lovely lunch. So
we should have recorded it then, maybe.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, we will. So do you want to just repeat where that was, Charlie?
So that's Bar Duro.
Yeah.
And we went to
Borough
London
Market.
Bridge outlet, but there is another one in the city. So yeah, it was a really good taste of Portugal, and it definitely got our sort of taste buds ticking for what we might do for Christmas, because we've got 10 days we're out there for. So we need to sort of plan our menus.
Now, I don't know if you know this.
Oh, yeah.
But on the day of our anniversary for our first podcast, which happens to be the 26th of September,
right.
It happens to be World Dumpling Day.
Okay.
So I know we're not going to talk loads about that, but I mean, there's lots, researching this, there are lots of days for all sorts of things throughout the year.
Lots of what I would call kind of different dumplings as well.
Oh, yeah, sorry, but then...
I mean... You have what I would call traditional British dumplings, like a suet dumpling.
We have Chinese dumplings.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, all sorts of things. But anyway, it made me think that maybe at some point we should have a little bit of a chat about that.
What, dumplings?
Yeah. No, I think we should.
Yeah.
Well, I think dumplings, don't you think? It feels like, unless you're eating a Chinese dumpling, it feels like a really old traditional thing that probably we don't eat anymore. I mean, who's adding dumplings to their casseroles?
Yeah, I think it's because I think it's suet generally is quite old fashioned.
But can I just say,
I know it's delicious, but I'm just saying it's quite an old fashioned thing to cook with.
Yes, but I would like to say that I was in a store, and I've got to think where I was now. I don't think it was when we were in London, but they had, it might have been, but they had it was in London. There was a small butcher's we passed, and on the shelf it actually had pots of proper suet.
Oh.
Which is really incredible.
Wow.
But what I would say to people as well, because I know we're always trying to be, you can get vegetable, which works just as well. And the other thing I wanted to say about dumplings is, when you make a dumpling and you cook it properly, it's really light.
Oh, yeah.
It should be really light in texture.
Shouldn't be like a piece of lead you just swallowed.
Very simple dumpling recipe, I'm not kidding you, is 4 ounces of self-raising flour and 2 ounces of suet. And a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. All you do, cold water.
Oh, yes.
Mix it with a knife before you use your hands, but don't overhandle it. But it's very delicate pastry, really, dumpling. You roll it, and then you quickly plop it into your sauce. Because it could be any sauce. I'm just not going to say it's a casserole.
Because obviously self-raising flour will give it the rise.
Yes, that's what it does.
Yeah.
But they should rise, and they'll be really like 20 minutes. Put the lid on. So a dumpling should be half in the
submerged.
water. Yes, half in the liquid, and then the rest should be steamed.
Yeah.
I normally pour...
Which is quite interesting, because dumplings, obviously, like Asian dumplings, will be steamed.
They just steam.
They don't do anything. Yeah.
But we're trying to add flavour, aren't we, in an English or British
Well, I
traditional
do.
way.
It's an interesting thing, though, with like British cuisine, because you could just have the casserole. But then we have this thing where we have to add another layer of like
but don't forget,
carb. It's a bit like a Yorkshire pudding. Did you ever sit down to a roast beef and go, oh, do you know what I need? Another layer of carb with that.
Well,
You've got potato.
Yes, but I think some of these recipes traditionally came when winters were very cold and also food was scarce. So things like suet would have been easily accessible from animals and stuff, and also flour was So we actually needed the carbs then,
Yeah.
And the only other thing I wanted to mention, if anyone on the 27th, it's the old. Well, it's not the old, but the largest coffee morning in the world for Macmillan.
Cancer research, isn't it?
Yeah, cancer support.
Cancer support.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
But those were, there were many.
I've done bake-offs for Macmillan in and out of different jobs and careers. I've had Macmillan. So maybe we should bake a cake.
We should make a cake. Well, we got to then invite people in to pay for those pieces of cake, and then we paid.
We could just do some baking.
A friend of mine quite often has a big coffee morning.
Oh, lovely.
Everyone bakes cakes, but apparently it's the largest one in the world.
Yeah, well, I suppose is it a Friday?
I don't know if it's a Friday, but it's just everyone does it. I think it's just it's synonymous now. Macmillan, and people do coffee mornings. M&S,
I think, support them in quite a big way.
Yeah.
In terms of obviously being their kind of grocer. Yeah, it's actually a Saturday this year, I don't know if it's the 27th. But
I think that, actually when I go to my friends, I've got a feeling it is the weekend when I go.
It is. Yeah. Well, no, that sounds good. Charitable too.
Yeah.
So no, we've done a lot. We've had a lot of
a year. So we are into our second. Well, we're into our second series. This is episode 8. So we were rattling on. We've only got 4 more episodes before we're into series 3.
Throw a question out there.
Oh, go on then.
Have you got a highlight from the first year?
Oh gosh, from our podcast.
Yeah, or just anything we've yapped about.
I do think there's been some funny times. Like you, I think Greece was a standout when we were doing that live, I think we had a sunset and it was just,
we were tasting those olives from that.
I know. It was, yes, and we had the olive grove behind us in the mountains and we'd been to this amazing market and that sort of stuff. But I'm not going to take anything away from Charlie. It's such good fun. And we do have fun, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Sitting here, mulling over the things that we like, the things that we've enjoyed. And I'm just really excited to see where the podcast goes.
I think the original premise was this. I think, we're very fortunate. We live quite close to each other, and I'd pop round, and I think we were sort of mulling it. We were having a glass of wine, as we do Thursday evening or Friday or something. And I said, do you think people would find this mildly amusing if we recorded it? And actually, to celebrate, we are having a glass of wine. I don't think we should hide that secret. We're having a glass of wine. It is in the evening we're recording. And so the premise of what we're doing has stayed the same. We have really veered from who we are and why we started it, which I think is good for us. We've done it, we enjoy it, and the feedback we're getting from our listeners is you're enjoying it, and obviously that's amazing, and it's really lovely to hear that feedback. But
Charlie, we have a unique
bond.
We do. We love it.
So we will continue to do them. As long as you keep listening, and we will keep cooking, and we will keep
relishing life.